Hello everyone, Manic Monster Masher here with another D&D video. No Ewiks and Dorn today because we're going to get straight into this one. It's a bit of a short one, an original monster that I have created called the Devouring Silverfish. I got this idea when going through some boxes of Magic the Gathering cards in my attic, and saw that in one of them was a small bug. Ironically, it was not a silverfish, but it got me thinking of silverfish, and the reason I was going through my cards was to get inspiration for the next video. So it all just worked out that way. Anyway, let's just get straight into this one. In our real world, the silverfish is a wingless nocturnal insect that consists of a diet of carbohydrates such as sugar or starch. Historically, they have been the bane of many libraries since ancient times due to paper being one of their favorite foods. The creature I have created, the Devouring Silverfish, is identical in almost every way to the real one, but has an innate power to not only cast spells, but to get smarter the more spell books and scrolls it feeds off of. How they gain this ability is left up to you, maybe an awakening spell or something, but I have some ideas, so let's go over that now. So something we need to go over is how intelligence works in D&D. The most common sentient creatures, goblins, humans, elves, dwarves, stuff like that, usually have the base intelligence of 10. This really isn't a hard rule. There are some exceptions. I believe the dolphin in the monster manual has an intelligence of 11, but it is a helpful baseline to keep in mind when you're using this monster. A devouring silverfish, at the very least, would have to have at least fed on at least 9 spell scrolls or spell books to reach this point. And something that's really fun is deciding which spells it knows. If you want absolute wackiness, roll on a random chart, or if you want something in particular that you have in mind, just choose the spells. These types of monsters are more story beats than anything else, so either method could be great for some roleplay. Speaking of roleplay, silverfish in our real world only live for about 3 years. I feel like a creature that has suddenly gained sentience would be pretty motivated to expand that in some way. The idea of a tiny insect wizard turning into a lich makes me laugh. Or maybe it tries the route of true polymorph to expand its life by turning into something else. Imagine that the party hears rumors of a dragon in the mountains, and they track it down only to find a well-mannered adult red dragon that instead of collecting golden treasure, collects magic items and spell books, as well as mundane books which it chews on as a habit from its days as a bug. Alright, so let's go over this stat block that's been up. As you can see, it's pretty simple, but remember this little guy can be as simple or as complex as you need it to be. You can stack as many spells on this as you want, really, but just something to keep in mind. As I said earlier, creatures like this are meant to be not really something that's often fought, like there technically is a stat block for commoners, but that stat block, at least in my experience, really doesn't come up that often. Like, unless you're DMing for a party of people who just go around killing things Diablo style, then that sort of stat block doesn't turn up so often. So while I've created a stat block here, feel free to stack as many spells as you want onto it, do whatever you need. But yeah, just keep in mind that these are more story beats. Anyway, its armor class I think should be a bit lower, but the way that armor class works in the rules of D&D, I couldn't get it any lower. Essentially, like, armor class in the base rules, the lowest you can have is 10, which is, it's weird, but it is what it is. It has a walking speed and a burrow speed, as well as a climb speed. Silverfish can do all of those things. Gave it skills in stealth, as you know, it's a tiny bug, pretty stealthy. Doesn't know any languages on the regular stat block, but you know, as this creature gains more and more intelligence, feel free to stack on more and more languages. And then last, we have the Arcane Awakening ability, which, as you've probably read by now, when the Devouring Silverfish feeds on a spell book or scroll, roll a d4. The Devouring Silverfish permanently gains +1 to its intelligence score. The Devouring Silverfish learns a spell from the scroll or a random spell from the book. The Devouring Silverfish casts a random spell it knows on itself or centered on itself, or on a 4, nothing happens. The one I like the most, ironically, out of this is number 3. Because nothing's funnier than, you know, it could be the reason why libraries will just randomly burn down. It's because, you know, the silverfish is gaining more and more intelligence as it goes, but oops, it accidentally cast Fireball on itself, leading to the entire library being burned down. Anyway, there's a lot you can do with a creature like this. Like I said, the Lich aspect of this makes me laugh. I'm pretty sure that, like, in official Forgotten Realms lore, a Lich has to be a creature of a certain size. I don't think a bug can become a Lich, but, you know, this is your world. You know, go watch AJ Pickett's video on liches if you want to know more about liches. But yeah, I'm pretty sure technically in the official Forgotten Realms lore, this a tiny insect can't become a lich. But remember, this is your campaign, so do whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, I don't have much else to say in this video. This is a really fast one, and I had to write it down while I was thinking about it, otherwise I would have forgotten it, so I just cranked out this video really quickly. But I promise that the next video we do won't be a bug. I feel like every video I've done, with the exception of the Redead and the Plague of Madness, has been bug related, and this is going to be the last bug for a while, unless I get really inspired by something. But if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe, and whatever your favorite YouTuber says at the end of their videos, pretend I said that. Thanks.